my name's Anarchy, and this is Snoopy and the Great Mystery Club. This is the newest Peanuts Charlie Brown themed game, and it follows Snoopy as our player character as we solve mysteries with the rest of the Peanuts gang. And we are going to be doing, this is going to be a submission video for Chapter 3 of the 4 in the game. Any percent is a pretty long category, it's about 2.5 hours. But there are 4 chapters in this game, and every chapter is pretty self-contained. So we are going to go ahead and do Chapter 3, which is, as you can see, about 58% of the game. So without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and load in to the game. And time is going to start when we load in here. We'll have control of Snoopy. And we get to talk to Patty. So Chapter 3 is called The Phantom of the Concert Hall, if that gives you any indication of what's going on here. We've got our friends who have joined the investigation, and we're going to go ahead and use our fast travel system, which we love, public transportation, and it's going to take us to school. Patty has lost the auditorium key that she was in charge of, so we got to go find it at school. But yeah, this is Snoopy and the Great Mystery Club. This game kind of takes after the style of the 2015 Peanuts movie, which is very, very cute. And we're just going to go ahead and do what we got to do. Essentially what this entire thing is we're going to be trying to solve these mysteries, but these mysteries really kind of boil down to this person needs X or Y thing, but it's not there, or we gotta do this, that, and third to go do the original thing. So that's okay. Patty's keychain is not actually where it's supposed to be, so we are gonna go find out where it leads to, which is the school cafeteria. This is an instance where we'd be using Detective Snoopy's outfit and we'd be following these tracks, but one cool thing that we can kind of use to kind of optimize the speedrun a little bit, because there's not a whole lot of glitches or a whole lot of tech, but what you can do is if you know where something leads to when you're following tracks, you can kind of just go directly there without having to do the slow track following animation. And the key has got on top of this refrigerator somehow. And how we're going to do that is that we're going to do one of the various activities, as they're called, or mini games in this game. Charlie Brown's gonna throw a baseball and he's gonna get it down for us. This is one of the ones that is... These mini games are kind of, as they get harder, get a little... They're like deceptively hard. You have to hold your thumb in a specific quadrant and then press the A button at the right time to successfully throw the ball. Which, like I said, is harder than it looks. So now that we've got Patty's keychain, we can go ahead and go back to the concert hall. We get one of the greatest things on this planet, which is front-facing 3D Snoopy. He's just... I don't think we were ever meant to see him look like that, but we do get to sometimes in this game. That's great. So we are going to use the fast travel that is by the school to go back to the concert hall instead of running all the way there. That's a bit faster. As for movement, there's not a whole lot of things, but we are going to constantly be running with Snoopy because his run speed is just so much faster than his walking speed. But don't worry, Patty, we have found your key. And Patty's now made us a junior usher. She's deputizing us for junior usher. And now we're gonna go ahead and speak to everybody and make sure everybody's okay. And everybody's gonna be fine. Except for Violet, so we're gonna talk to Violet last. Linus is good, Pigpen's good, Franklin is good. Shermie, this guy, is good. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk to Violet. But of course, Violet does need something. She is missing some scissors. And as Lucy says, I thought we'd just be enjoying a nice concert, but no, we can't ever have anything. So we gotta go back to the park. We gotta go find these scissors that Violet needs. And I'm not even gonna lie, since we skip all the dialogue, I've kind of got the best guess on a lot of these. I think it will be faster based on where the position of the scissors are to fast travel and then run the other way. Maybe. We'll see. This would really benefit from being timed. But I'm kind of... This is kind of the first time I am kind of starting a speed game from scratch. This game is new. It came out only in October, so... there's not a lot of documentation. The guide that exists for this game I had to write myself, which has been really rewarding, and it was kind of a new experience because most of the speed games I have played have had established speed communities in the past. So Violet's, that's not the right costume. Violet's scissors should be somewhere near here. Not there. Let's see. Should be this one. Here we go. There we go. Violet's scissors that are violet. And Lucy's right. We really should start charging nickels for this because, as she said before, it seems like nobody can hold on to anything that they have ever around here. So we are going to run back the other way and just go fast travel back to the concert hall. Also, one thing that you got to see me employ was the costume system. Snoopy has different costumes where he is able to do different things. For that one, this one is Gardener Snoopy, where he's a leaf blower and he can blow away leaves. Detective Snoopy is where he can follow tracks and search for clues. And now we're going to go to the concert hall before I explain the other ones. But oh my goodness. What the freak. That was strange. Everybody looks like they've seen a ghost. So let's go outside and investigate that, because that can't be right. Oh, Patty! So basically, Patty is explaining that the concert hall is haunted, and there's a ghost in there. So now, the Great Mystery Club is going to get up to business. Anyway, to finish explaining the costumes, there's Pirate Snoopy, where he can dig stuff up. There's the stupidest one I have ever heard, which is Detector Snoopy. I don't know why it's called that. And we're now going to go ahead in here and search for clues. And we found all the evidence that we can find. But, oh my goodness, what the freak is that? That was some scary piano music. Now the regular music just stops playing in here for some reason, so it is actually kind of creepy. And, oh, what the devil is that? Got a hole covered full of paper. So now we gotta find a way to reach the fly tower, which is the top part of the auditorium. But we can't actually go this way, it's locked. So they make a good point where we gotta go talk to Patty, because Patty probably knows what's going on. Anyway, I was talking about Detector Snoopy. Detector Snoopy is a metal detector. I don't know why they couldn't think of a better name to call him. But yeah, and then there's also Beagle Scout Snoopy, which lets us go through thick bushes. Patty's not here anymore. We were in there that quick. But Franklin has told us that Patty went to Lucy's booth, which, as everyone in this conversation points out, doesn't make any freaking sense whatsoever because Lucy is with us. So why would Lucy be at her booth? Which is just one of the things that is just like... This is a baby game made for babies, but I don't think the babies are that stupid. I feel like even a toddler can figure out that that does not make any sense. But it's okay. So now we're gonna play I think the medium iteration of the memory card minigame, where we gotta go ahead and match these. We haven't gotten to the point where the cards start switching around yet, so I'm currently safe. As I'm recording these, I've gotten all of the minigames perfect so far, so hopefully we'll keep that, knock on wood, as we record this one as well. Alright, so Patty feels better. But for some reason, Patty ran through the forest on the way here. I didn't think it was that scary, but I guess things are really scary when you're like 10, so... I was 10 too at one point, so... Can't say that I disagree. But now we are gonna go here into the forest, and we're gonna go look for this. We are looking for... You know, I'm something of a genius myself. I freaking love Snoopy. Unfortunately, we're not playing with the... there is fully voiced dialogue for this game, but we're not going to be playing with the dialogue turned on, just because we're going to be skipping all of it anyway. We're going to be Beagle Scout Snoopy. So we can go back to this area. And we're going to be looking for a key. And we're going to use Detector Snoopy. We already know where the key is. It's in the middle of this bunker. It's awesome. The positions for these never change, so you can always just go right to them. Alright, and we've now found the concert hall key for Patty 2 different times now. Hopefully there's not a third. But we're just going to go ahead and go back to the concert hall so we can do some more investigating. And despite... It's really only the one guy. It's really only the detector's one that really makes me feel really evil. The Snoopy costumes are all really, really cute. I love them so much. There is a DLC for this game. It's called the Joe Cool Fun Pack, where you get an extra costume as Joe Cool. I can't find on anywhere where it says what the costume does. I don't know if that just is what the default Snoopy becomes, if he just becomes Joe Cool, if that's a separate thing. That I have no idea. I literally have no idea. I can't find any information on it ever. But that particularly might become an incentive to have, depending on what it does. That pack also introduces some added minigames, which would be cool. Especially, I've also done a all minigames category, where it shows off all of the minigames in the game besides the one, the Spot the Object one. Oh no. The freaking lights. Alright, well, for some reason, because nothing is ever easy, that's not the right one, because nothing is ever easy, the lights have gone off and the breaker is stripped, so we gotta go find the breaker. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to use the magnifying glass to find your way through. Actually, Hello. There we go. It actually makes you do that there, but you can kind of just... You don't need to do all of that. You can kind of just... You can kind of just do that. So I think the breaker in this close room. Yeah, yes it is. Alright, here we go. Oh, well the breaker switched too high. We can't actually reach it because we're 10-year-olds. So we're gonna play the football minigame to hit the switch, which definitely cannot be safe, but you know, whatever. Who cares? Whatever. We've now got our lights back on, and we can now continue our investigation. And we've got the breaker box as some evidence. So now I don't think we actually need... There's that ghost costume is another piece of evidence. I don't think we actually need that, TBH. So we're just gonna go ahead and go next. Here we are backstage. And we're going to open the curtain. There's going to be one of our bird friends, which we haven't been collecting in any of these, but you need all of those little guys for the last chapter in the game. What we are going to need is this old music speaker. which is going to lead us upstairs. Which, if we remember, that whole covered sheet of paper fell from up here. But actually, there's this door. But we can't unlock the door because it's locked magically somehow. I don't understand how in the Peanuts universe we've evolved to have musically locked doors, but that's just what the situation is, and we're gonna have to live with that. So we need to go find Schroeder, who until now we haven't seen yet, who's gonna go ahead and help us out with these musically locked doors. Oopsie oops. And there's that maze that we navigated through blind earlier, by the way. Alright, so now we are going to use the fast travel that is by here to go to the school, to go find Schroeder, and go talk to him. Hopefully he can figure it out and give us the easy on the situation. Alright, so we need to go to the music room in school. Oh, and here he is. Hello, Schroeder. But Schroeder has a really big problem. His beloved little piano has been broken. So we gotta help fix it. So first up, he needs a felt hammer, which is right here. Which, if you know anything about how pianos work, that is kind of essential to, the situation. And Lucy asked a really good question where it's like, hey, what the hell even happened to your piano? What happened for it to be all smashed up like that? Like, what the devil? We could save a little bit of time here by, there is a fast travel that is by Franklin's house that I forgot to get. So we're just gonna run there, it's fine. But here is, again, where if we were playing the any percent category for this game, the game really starts to get a bit grating because a lot of these quests are very back and forth, which is fine in small doses. It's like great in small doses, actually. But Franklin's not here, of course, so it's Soapbox Derby Day. So we gotta go find Franklin near the West End. And since we didn't get that bus stop this time, we're gonna go over here and go get it this time. I think. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Hello, Franklin. However, Franklin has lost his marbles. And this is the only ever instance in the game where you need the marbles. The marbles currency. It's the thing with Violet in the first chapter, and then this right here. Which is why we are collecting. We're actually bothered to collect any of them. That is, I'm like 99% sure the only use for those you will ever have. But it's the very big Soapbox Derby Day. We've got a combination of the last two Soapbox Derby minigames, where it was, one of them was you had to go through the balloon gates, the other one was you had to deal with the stage hazards, so now we have both of them. And for the hard version, I forgot to point it out at the start, but they had the little Snoopy and Woodstock parade balloons. Oh, there they are. They're so cute. Love Snoopy and Woodstock. I mentioned this in every single one of these videos, but I absolutely love Franklin. He's probably my favorite Peanut side character. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch Welcome Franklin, which is kind of a backstory special about Franklin. And I absolutely love it. It's so good. It almost made me cry. And I'm not really a crying person, so if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Here we go. We helped Franklin win the big Starbucks Derby, but he still needs our help. So we gotta go find him a really big piece of wood to go build Schroeder's piano lid out of. And I'm not gonna make the point. I am gonna make the point actually. We're gonna do this, and there's still a couple other things we're gonna have to do for this piano. And Lucy makes a really good point, which is like, why the hell are we fixing this piano? We really should just get you a new piano. I don't understand why we had to do all this. And you know what? Period, and speak on it, Queen, because I don't understand that either. But it's all right. So in particular, this big piece of wood we are gonna find by our kite-eating tree from the last chapter. So that means we have to go all the way to these other areas here. Oops. We're gonna go here. Very, very far away. It's kind of very far off the beaten path. Here's a piece of wood that's not the correct piece of wood. We're not gonna collect that. This is the piece of wood that we need. Alright, so now we can go all the way back to Franklin, so Franklin can go ahead and help Schroeder fix his freaking piano or whatever. Alright. Now we can go all the way back to Franklin. And Franklin is going to help us convert that into a usable piece for a piano. One thing I do absolutely love about the kind of reboot 3D style of Peanuts is they have so much character, these little guys. All of the characters look really, really good in 3D. The only one that looks kind of questionable is Linus. Linus is the only one that looks less than great, but whatever situation he's got going on in his head, I'd probably have a lot of trouble figuring that out too. So, but I just love how they all look, and I just love all the character they have, and Snoopy is so freaking cute. Now, hopefully, Schroeder's good. Nope. Schroeder's not good, actually. He needs us to find him piano strings. Because I don't know if that was the conversation where Lucy said it. We skipped it, but she's like, oh my goodness, why are we even doing all this? Should've just got you a new piano. Here's where this chapter especially, we have to do a lot of back and forth, and the fast travel system really comes into play here because it helps cut down on the running between places. And Snoopy's run speed is pretty fast, especially compared to his walk speed. It's like, I don't know why you would walk anywhere like that, but anyway. Now we are going to go ahead and get these strings. Some of them are covered up by paper, some of them aren't. Fine. These. Once again, these are all in the same spot every time. Just a make sure I remember here. That is 3. Some there, and then I think the last one is here. Here we go. Awesome. We've got our piano strings. We can go on back to Schroeder. That one wasn't too terrible. Alright. Here, awesome, or a second or two of front-facing Snoopy. He just looks so stupid. I love him. All right, Trader. Finally found all of your stuff for your piano. But of course, I can't just put it back together. We gotta go mix some glue for that to actually work. So we gotta go to the art and craft room. Let's go ahead and just do the activity. We don't have to do anything extra. We can just do it. We have the card variant now of this minigame. Working assignments though, so I'm gonna lock in here. Just in case. It can be hard sometimes to talk while I'm trying to remember. And there we go. And here is, I will admit, probably one of the most annoying parts of this entire game. Where once again, we do have to acknowledge that this is a baby game made for babies, so... but some of the game design and just kind of the quest design is just really... Like, even a toddler can kind of recognize this as a little dumb. So we just went ahead and made all that glue, but Schroeder's like, oh, wait a second, that's not the right glue. I need instrument glue. For my instrument. Even after he was like, oh, well, but I need glue, and we went and made glue for him. So he couldn't have just said from the beginning that he needed instrument glue, not whatever regular glue that Marcy made. But anyway. Anyway, now we need to go look for Pigpen, because Pigpen, for some reason, knows where instrument glue is. Now this tells us to go look for his trail by the concert hall, but we don't need to do that because Pigpen is at the park. So we just go to the park and go find Pigpen. My most favoritist Peanuts character ever of all time. I freaking love Pigpen so much. I love him. I just love him a lot. I love Pigpen. Just so much. I freaking love Pigpen. But anyway, Pigpen is down here somewhere. There's another bird friend, by the way. We don't need that right now. What we do need is freaking Pigpen. Pigpen had the instrument glue because Schroeder loaned it to him to fix his recorder. Not like an instrument recorder, but like a tape recorder, I think. So that doesn't even make any sense. But okay. I don't think about it. That makes zero sense at all. It's instrument glue for instruments. I don't know why he thought that would work. Why would use that on whatever. Okay, whatever. If I think about it anymore, it's just gonna make me mad. So, anyway, last Pigpen saw it was in the Star Lounge upstairs. But because nothing is ever easy, the doorknob through the door is just missing for some reason. So we gotta go find that. Luckily, we don't have to go too far to find a replacement doorknob. I don't know why the original doorknob is gone, though. That doesn't make any sense either, but I think this was the chapter by the time I was doing a neighbor's run where I really was like, all of this is bullshit, and I was cranky about it. But this is just the right dose of Snoopy and Mystery Club for me to be not so mad about it. Anyway, we are going to play another Spot the Object minigame, and we are going to be looking for that. Well, bam. Alright, we have found a replacement doorknob. Awesome sauce. And we're gonna go ahead and put that on the door to the Star Lounge so we can get this freaking stupid glue. Stupid Pigpen. Or not even for stupid Pigpen, but that's stupid Pigpen put there. I'm so nice. I'm so nice. I I was making the leaderboard for this game. And I was like, hey, being mean to Pigpen is okay and actually encouraged. I just, for some reason, he just makes me, all the decisions he makes in this game are just really irrationally stupid and they make me mad. But it's okay. Because I'm normal about a children's game. Anyway, we're gonna go in the Star Lounge. We're gonna just blow away all this sheet music, this papers. I want to blow away these because we're gonna need that cheese. That's gonna be important evidence for later. And it's, by now you can kind of start to see what, you can kind of start to gauge what the culprit for this whole thing is kind of starting to be. So now, we can go back to Schroeder finally. We've got the strong glue. The discrepancy between what the glue is called is actually kind of different because when we picked it up it was just called strong glue, but Schroeder describes it as instrument glue, which makes a little more sense as to why Pigpen would have it if he was fixing a tape recorder. There's also a tape recorder in that room, but we don't need that. That's also an evidence piece, but we don't really need to pick up the evidence. That doesn't matter. We only need the correct evidence at the end to solve it. We don't need to collect everything. Schroeder, we found your freaking glue. We can fix your piano finally. And now we are going to play the last minigame that we haven't seen yet, which is the piano music. And this one is also really deceptively hard because we have to use the face buttons to play whatever song he wants to play. And theoretically this is not hard if you're coordinated, but as someone who has been playing, who's not been playing on a controller for over 10 years, it is really difficult to remember what the buttons are sometimes, because every controller is different. Also, every minigame, every time you play it, is randomized, and so are these somehow. The songs are different between the levels of minigame, but whatever the thing is randomized every time, I'm pretty sure. So Schroeder's gonna join our Great Mystery Club. Hooray. And now we're gonna go use that piano minigame to go unlock the door that was at the top of the fly tower that we couldn't get into. And I'm feeling like a great detector. We're gonna put our detective costume back on. And we're gonna go ahead and go back to the concert hall. Excuse me. I think in this instance, I think I have only picked up the correct evidence, so it shouldn't be too hard by the end. Oh, I lied. We picked up some of the extraneous stuff at the beginning we didn't actually need, but that is so fine. Alright, so now this is the musical door that they just have here. So we gotta do another piano session minigame. Or I keep calling them minigames. They're actually called activities technically, but it's, you know, it's the same thing. Alright. Now just gonna unlock our musical door. Alright, and this is gonna bring us up to the rafters here, which are kind of like the pumpkin patch, and part of the forest, just a little bit of a maze. They're having this whole conversation. Also, Strider, who knows a lot about music, is kind of like, hey, I think I have an idea of kind of what is going on here. And I think that I do too. We're gonna go ahead and navigate this little maze here by using Gardener Snoopy to leap low. Some of these. Here's a big old piano. What the freak? Those are random like push blocks sometimes, as we saw if you've seen the first chapter, where we had to move some of the carts around. And here we go. The player piano. So this is a player piano where you didn't actually have to have a person playing the piano. So that was what happened. The player piano got activated. And now we are almost done. We just gotta go to Sally to solve the case. And see what else is gonna pop off. There she is. Hello, Sally. Let's solve this mystery. So, the evidence we are looking for is that, and that, and that. There we are. First try, we've solved the case. There was a mouse that made its nest on the player piano, so the player piano was hooked up to the speaker and it started playing a whole lot of loud music. So there we go. So what we were trying to do that entire time was there was a talent show. Everyone was going to show off their talents. But because everybody got scared about the ghost, we couldn't actually do that. So we're going to go ahead and go to there, get a lovely front-facing Snoopy there. And let's go to the talent show and we can end this chapter off, but... oh my goodness. It's the freaking Red Baron. Hey, once again, excuse my language, but hey, fuck everything. We have got to go deal with the Red Baron. This like kind of section right here is really kind of the epitome of, or the epitome of what this game is like. Because we just went to Charlie Brown's house to go solve the case, and then we went back to the concert hall because we were going to go watch the concert, but oh my gosh, the Red Baron is here, so now we have to go all the way back to Charlie Brown's house. And, spoiler alert, this, chapter is not one, all the other ones, they end, at the end of, or the other two, I should say, end at the end of the Red Baron one. This chapter does not actually end at the end of the Red Baron one, there's more. Still, we actually still have to go to the talent show, even though we had already went there. And like I said, this is the last Red Baron minigame in the base game, and like the soapbox derby, it kind of combines the easy and medium versions of the minigame to make the hard one. So we have these rings that we gotta fly through, and we also have to avoid the stage hazards put in here by the Red Baron. This absolutely diabolical guy. One cute little continuity thing is you'll see that bridge right there. There's going to be a train coming. That toy train is actually the same train that you find buried in the pumpkin patch in chapter 1. There it is again. I don't know if that's just that they were reusing assets or what, but I think about that. It's kind of cute. But we are going to be almost done with the Red Baron here. We are surely gonna get him this time. I don't know about it, family. But there we go. That's success on the Red Baron, but like I said, we are not done yet. We still have more chapter to play. So now we gotta go all the way back to the auditorium once again, even though we were just there. So we're gonna fast roll. We love our public transportation. get a lovely front-facing Snoopy. I think this is, besides the beginning of the game, one of the only times you don't have any of your mystery club with you. It's just Snoopy. Here we go. It's the talent show. And Charlie Brown is trying to explain to everybody what actually was happening about the player piano. And there's not a ghost. It was just the mouse situation. So now here's the last thing we're going to do. And you get to see everybody doing their dances, except they're not very good. In particular, I don't hate the Raglan Pigpen. He's just so annoying. I don't know what he's doing. He's just rapidly turning around, which is just hilarious. It's sort of supposed to be like the scene where they're all dancing in Charlie Brown Christmas, but they I don't know what the hell Pigpen is doing. And time will be at the end of this minigame. There we go. And that is chapter 3 of Snoopy and the Great Mystery Club. That one was almost a sub, or not sub 40, but I think it could be at least a 40-minute time. How absolutely wonderful. So that was great. Did very, very good. And yeah. We're gonna go ahead and we'll not be doing chapter 4, which is the last chapter of the game. But I thank you all so much for listening to this commentated run of Snoopy and the Great Mystery Club chapter 3. The Phantom of